So, aggregated systems.
Yes, the next episode.
Yes. So the big challenge companies are facing are they have many systems in place, meaning they have data scattered throughout of their operation. If you think about like just a normal supply chain, working with a transport management system or their manufacturing system, there's so many systems in place, meaning all data scattered throughout those systems. And when those systems don't talk with each other, they have a big challenge.
We have more than 42 different modules to track everything that's happening in your supply chain. We can track your business operations, you can track your supply chain, you can track your assets management. So everything that's actually happening in a supply chain, we have different modules created for that so we can track it.
Yeah, so every specific module can track and trace any specific element within that supply chain, right?
Yeah.
So one of the modules that we have is, for example, a material passport module where we can showcase where the materials are sourced from, where they're made from, what were the elements of those materials. But another one is our ERP module where we can track and trace like procurement, warehousing, distribution.
We also have a piece to track, of course, your business activity and your sourcing, where it comes from. So what are you paying actually for your sourcing? Are you doing it fair? So we can also measure that part. And also, how are your employees being treated? What incentives do they have? So the payrolling and accounting.
Yeah, we can track and trace asset management, but even like distribution of, for example, power, because in this world where we use a lot of electricity, it also becomes interesting to understand the distribution of that energy and how we can optimize that usage.
Because we have an interoperable system, we can connect to different systems to gather data, but also the other way around, we can connect with other systems so that you can calculate the CO2 emissions,
exactly,
the carbon footprint, or if you want, even a blockchain network. So between the systems, there is no transparent flow to see where the data comes and goes from. That's why we came up with our solution, the COTIT 360, so we can aggregate all those systems. Doesn't matter if you have 5, 10, 20, 100 systems, we aggregate all those systems into actually one data stream where you can see from the beginning to an end what actually happens to your supply chain. Everybody is up to date, real time up to date, what is actually happening. So all the stakeholders, they know what's the current situation of a product or item or a data object.
And can you explain how we do that? How is our system able to aggregate all of those systems together?
Yeah, because we have an interconnected API based system, where we actually just connect to all the different systems which are in place, all the existing TMS, EMS, ERP systems actually out there. We connect to them and we extract all the data we actually need. If you don't have a system, we will provide you with that system. But we will extract all the data in there, and the data, we will reconcile the data into a normalized data stream where we can then implement and do other stuff with it.
Exactly. So perhaps it becomes interesting to connect it with our carbon credits or even with the carbon footprint, or understanding how much water my machine used to get to a certain product. So very specific, in-depth data.
Exactly. A lot of people, they can say my average emission is X, but what is it actually in real time?
Yes.
There are hardware out there who can measure this in real time, and all those kind of data, we take them in, we aggregate them, so it's understandable for everybody.
Exactly. And I think also we can give that value of data back to the companies. And what I'm seeing from the commercial perspective is that many companies are struggling with the data aggregation part.
Yes.
And that's why we have such a big funnel of companies that wants to work with us. And it becomes really interesting to see where this goes. The companies are full of requirements, and we can help them with the COTIT 360 solution.
And the COTIT 360 solutions provide them a 360 traceability of the whole supply chain in real time.